Now, there's a conversation on the streets, and I'm sure that by now you know about it. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party was picked up by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, after he had visited the police CID for the second day. He had been interrogated by the CID, granted bail. EOCO picked him up, and it's become the news of the town. Everybody is talking about it. We'll get into that conversation. But it's interesting to note that friends and acquaintances and people that you knew on either social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, who used to be very, very silent over the last year or so, prior to the elections, they went silent. I mean, for about a year, they went silent, very silent. They were not asking questions. They were not talking. They were not posting. They were nowhere to be found. Suddenly they are coming. I've told you time and time again that if you are looking for who to hang the garland of failure on, it is not my neck. Read my lips well. I'm borrowing Kennedy Japan's words. If you're looking for who to hang the garland of failure, a 38 point whatever that, or 41 point whatever at the electoral defeat, the biggest ever in this country's history, you're looking for who to hang that garland of shame on, it is not my neck. No. Because when proper research was conducted, right? When proper research was conducted in this country, the media was not part of the reasons the MPP lost. Scientific research, and I know that there are a lot of researchers within the MPP's rank. Scientific research was conducted in this country. The media was not part of your problems. Key among your problem was President Akufo-Addo. You read the report. Key among your problems was the arrogance of power and the disrespect of the people. The media was not part of your problem regarding the defeat. No, the media was not part of the problem. No. Key among the problem, as you read the report, they said President Akufo-Addo was part of your defeat. Key among the reasons for your loss was the arrogance of power. Key among the reasons you lost was the dissipation of public funds. The media was not part. So if you're looking for who to hang the garland of shame, that shame and defeat on, it is not my neck. It will never be my neck. Well, even in power, you couldn't hang the garland of shame on me. Now in opposition, that is when you think you can hang the garland of shame. And then you find my good friend and brother, Kwesi Kwarteng. He's a lawyer now, right? A man who couldn't answer simple question about Boshosho rice that had expired, that we were poisoning our children with. The rice had expired. We had repackaged the rice, and we were serving poisoned rice, expired rice. We're poisoning our children in school. He was spokesperson for that rubbish. He sat in front in this chair. He couldn't answer a simple question about whether or not the rice was expired or not. Today, he's going about telling people how unprincipled I am, I'm stomach journalist, I'm this, I'm patriotic. That same character who couldn't answer a simple question, was the rice expired at the time you took it to the school or not? Simple question, no. Lawyer. He walked out of the studio, out of shame. Today, he has the mouth to speak. Because we live in a country where people do wrong and get away with murder. That's what we are. Then he always says, oh, I'm a tribalistic person. And that's the thing they are preaching. If you are stealing gallants, I'm a gun. With a mix of Fanti. If you are stealing gallants, you are grabbing gallants. And you think that I should not talk about it, and that makes me tribalistic, I like. Ke o kologa shipon. O ke aminyeli ke homo. Ke ju ke fon kologa shipon jen. No ke mi yue no I'm tribalistic minsmo. As a lawyer, you should know that when land is acquired from the allodial owners or the rightful owners by the state for a reason, and that purpose is not, achieved, and over time, the land has to return to the allodial owners. It does not say that you should have a public-private partnership, where the public-private partnership is not even... The first option was to be given to the original owners of the land. Go and check the so-called PPP arrangement that your government brought. Go and check it. And check all those lands that were acquired by the state. And check who the allodial owners are. and check whether or not, after the purpose for which those lands were acquired failed, whether we return the lands to their Alonia owners. If I'm talking about greedy grabbing of lands, and you say I'm tribalistic, I like. I will defend my honor, I'll defend the honor of my people. I will. Were you not at the Ministry of Education when they said that the L1, your mother tongue, should be the mode of instruction for the first 3 years of your life? It's in your GES policy. You and your minister, it's in the GES policy. Then you have in the Greater Accra region, schools, children being taught Twi, Ekwapim Twi and Ashanti Twi. It is in your policy. Do you teach Ga in Ashanti region? Do you teach Ga in the Western region? Do you teach Ga in the Northern region? Do you teach Ga in the Volta region? Do you teach Dangbi there? If I am talking about that and you think I'm tribalistic, I like. Because when you want to wipe away a people, you wipe away their language, you wipe away their culture, and you would have wiped them out. That is what you were seeking to do. Shame on you. Go to the various Ga schools, the schools in the Greater Accra region, and check how many Ga teachers we have. People go and read Ga and other language teachers, and you post them outside Accra. I traveled to Tamale. I'm a small chief in Tamale by the mercies of the Yana. I know what I'm talking about. The teachers move to you and talk to you. They speak fluent, lucid Ga. If that is what makes me tribalistic, I like. I will not hide it. That is my principle, and it doesn't make me unprincipled. No. I say if you are looking for who to hand the garland of shame on, the garland of shame, of the defeat, it is not me. It is not the press. No. Look within yourselves. Look among yourselves. Even you have left Dr. Baomia's camp. Even you, who benefited from the Baomia Kufuado, even you have left Baomia's camp. And you think that you are principled. Even you who got money to go to law school because of, even you, Kwesi, even you. Play the video for me. Let's see him, the Moshosho rice video.
Rice rebaggaged or repacked without FDA approval, etc. has brought a lot of conversation. What else could have been fed our children which may not have been wholesome?
Again, that's why I will remind ourselves that we have to ask questions that are not anchored on prejudice. The facts are there. The facts are that
if I'm a parent and I'm asking that, hey, they have given my child expired rice. It's in the public domain.
You are.
So now I'm asking.
Alleged expired rice. As a journalist, you are also responsible to tell the parent that based on FDA's finding, and the FDA had already given them approval that the food was not expired. So when that's why
would the ministry, for example, allow for another lab aside the FDA to pick samples of the rice if available?
FDA did not even contact the lab based on the letter that I shared with you, where you can read it for the public. FDA did not, because
can we put the letters up, please?
Per FDA's own internal protocols, of course, which is stated in the letter, they don't do the lab themselves.
Okay.
The lab tests have to be conducted in the manufacturer's company.
Right.
And based on the lab test, FDA will then do all its verification and then benchmark it with their own internal protocols before they are able to make.
So the verification means that they will go through the FDA's lab as well.
No, I mean, the verification of the lab results. It's just like when you go to hospital, right? And you complain of, let's say, chest pains or any other, body abnormality or disorder. Then the doctor asks you to go to, any private laboratory and go and conduct a test. And after the test, that is where the doctor will base on that test to make, diagnosis. And of course, give prescriptions of drugs, take A, take B. So, we can relate it to a similar thing. That in this case, FDA requested that they go to the manufacturer's company, conduct a test.
Those who gave us the supposed expired rice are the same people who are asked to investigate themselves and verify. I find this troubling.
Who said who gave expired rice?
The rice is from Moshosho. Repackaged to Sidao, ECOWAS or West Africa. Now, Okujato raises the concerns. We are told that, the matter went to FDA. FDA says, take it back to Moshosho to verify if the rice that they gave us is correct or not.
Is that the understanding that you have? No, that's not the understanding. That's what I'm saying, that let's read the documents and understand, discuss it passionately. Moshosho had written a letter to FDA for extension.
Okay.
FDA said, before we are able to extend the best before date, we will need to carry out this test.
Okay.
This number of tests to be able to make a determination whether the food.
And they sent it back to Moshosho.
No, there's no Moshosho. Moshosho doesn't run a test. Moshosho would then have to take it to India,
where they bought it from,
where the rice is coming from, and after that, based on the test results, FDA would then have to verify from the Indian authorities. India also have their own FDA.
I hear you. It's more confusing than I thought. Courage.
No, it's because you want to misunderstand. No, that is not more confusing. How is this confusing? How is this confusing?
I think. How is this? Let's be fair to Courage. At this point, let's be fair to Courage. Let's be fair to Courage. It's okay.
You're giving him all.
No, I'm not interested in discussing this matter again because you already have your position. I have to leave.
It's okay. Kwesi, are you walking away?
I have to leave.
Why are you leaving?
No, I think we will continue. We will continue. Courage, I think it's your time. I need to.
Amazing.
Kwesi, you couldn't answer a simple question. You are there talking about principles and Charlie, forget. Please, let's make progress. If Ghanaian parents were serious, and you see why I was talking about parent-teacher associations. If we had strong parent-teacher associations, and not just parent associations, and the parents and teachers were in sync and they were in the schools and they knew that their children had been poisoned with expired rice. How do you go and ask for, when we buy food, we have the expiry date on it, don't we? So how do you go and ask for extension for an expiry date that has gone? It's not best before, it's expiry date. But I don't blame them, I blame our own FDA, who were playing hanky-panky with the situation. If we had parent-teacher association, the teachers and the parents were in sync properly, people would have been sued for this. But we live in a carefree or poo-free country. Yeah, that's where we live. That's where we live. The same people who said Johnnie's Bite is a very useless platform, nobody watches it. Today they are making references, copious references to things I said in the past. Means that VAR has caught them. They were watching the show copiously and attentively. They were watching. Oh yes, they were watching. All along when they fooled you to believe that this is a platform that will blind you instead of opening your eyes as it has done. And as records will show, the scorecard is there. Every single day is a scorecard day. They were watching. These are the people crying wolf that somebody doesn't have principles. Do you have principles? I mean, where is the principle? The principle that, we are walking to EOCO to go and sit at the frontage of EOCO. We will sit on the floor. And yesterday, when I saw the minority sitting on the floor, it reminded me of all the school children who sit on the floor in the various classrooms that do not have desks across the country. In the forgotten parts of this country, they sit on the floor to learn. Our minority and our majority in parliament, they know that there are children in this country who sit on the floor like they sat on the floor yesterday to assess education. They know. Have they spent time to demonstrate in this manner to show the world that they are not happy about children sitting on the floor, lying on their bellies to be able to assess education? Ask them. If it is not for political expediency, will grown-ups be sitting on the floor looking for what? I said there are children in this country who this morning on this Friday will go to school. They have no chairs. They will sit on the floor to assess education. Does the minority know about it? Are they aware in some of their constituencies there are children who sit on the floor to assess education? Are they not aware? Have they not paid attention to that? So yesterday when I saw them, for a moment I was confused. I thought they were advocating for the children who sat on the floor like they sit on the floor, or they sat on the floor yesterday, the children who sit on the floor. I thought they were advocating for the children by sitting on the floor like this so that they could draw attention. Meanwhile, they were fighting for somebody who had just been asked to present fulfill bail conditions to go home. And yesterday I saw them, a lot of people at the EOCO gate. I said, wow, that's good, that's solidarity. By nightfall, everybody had left. And it reminded me so much of the proverbial, oh, Minubeko. You know, when somebody dies in African setting, they say, oh, Nkebobaya, Minubeko, when they take the person to the cemetery, Minubeko. Some people even jump into the hole that has been dug for the coffin, Minubeko, to be welcome. By the time they put you in there and they heap the sun on you, they leave there. They are rushing back to the funeral grounds to go and eat funeral jollof. Whether it is smoke-laced or pepper-laced jollof, they are going to find it and eat. Minubeko. Yesterday, I'm sure Wontumi in there was thinking, Minubeko. By nightfall, this was what EOCO looked like. Most of them are not there because they care about Wontumi. Most of them are there to show their faces ahead of the national elections that are going to happen internally. Whether it is regional elections or constituency elections. This wasn't even not up to you. Let's give it up to 10 p.m. Minubeko. They left the man there alone. All of them went to lie on their comfortable beds. Those who eat shawarma ate. Those who eat fried rice ate. Those who eat whatever it is ate. And some of them, I'm saying that some of them are just showing their faces so that the cameras will capture them to register that, oh, when the party needed solidarity, I was there. So it is time for internal elections. Vote for me. Politicians, fear them. I'm telling you. Where's the principle? So they will return this money and go back later. They'll return this money and go back later. Look, the NDC MPs in parliament should gather themselves. You have the numbers to transact business. If you don't attend parliament, we will come for you. You have the majority, overwhelming majority to transact business. Minubeko. That's it. What did the Deputy Attorney General say about why Mr. Wontumi is being held? And I don't think that bail, look, let me put it on record. I don't think that bail should be used as punishment. I agree with Alexander Afenyo-Marking. I agree with Martin Kpebu. I agree. It should not be used as a mode of punishment. However, if the bail conditions have been set, you have to meet it. How much is Chelsea Football Club worth? Was it not Chairman Wontumi who told us that he wants to buy Chelsea Football Club? Chelsea was sold for about $4 billion. I lie? $4 billion. Divide 50 million Ghana cedis by 4 billion. Divide it. So was he just blowing hot air? Let's read. This was what Justice Sremsai, Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Sremsai, he wrote. He says, suspect Bernard Enchiboisiako, a.k.a. Chairman Wontumi, is under investigation for various criminal offenses, including fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. The criminal investigation is running concurrently with asset recovery processes to prevent further dissipation of what law enforcement agencies strongly suspect to be proceeds of crime. The suspect is also under a second strand of investigation, which is part of a larger international organized crime scheme. The Economic and Organized Crime Office is assiduously working with our international law enforcement partners on this second strand of criminal investigations. So it's local and global. I read it again. Suspect Bernard Enchiboisiako, a.k.a. Chairman Wontumi, is under investigation for various criminal offenses, including fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. The criminal investigation is running concurrently with the asset recovery processes to prevent further dissipation of what law enforcement agencies strongly suspect to be proceeds of crime. The suspect is also under a second strand of investigation, which is part of a larger international organized crime scheme. The Economic and Organized Crime Office is assiduously working with our international law enforcement partners on this second strand of criminal investigations. Now, Coach Opele has a tweet. And inconsistently, I told you, was it last week? Yeah, last week I told you that, look, we have a country to govern. And both the NDC and the MPP, come to me. Both the NDC and the MPP must be made, come to me first. Both the NDC and the MPP must be clearly told that after we finish voting on December 7, at least the 3 years in the run-up to the elections must be for the good of the people. You must deliver the public good. It is not about campaigning. As it is now, the MPP has started campaigning. Of course, if you are in opposition, you may be, but how are they holding the government accountable? How are they joining to hold the government accountable? Is it always about the next election, or is it about the people who queued to vote for you? Is it about them, or is it just about the next election? And then you too, you will come up. There are many people they spoke to yesterday. Somebody said, oh, he came there last time, he got 1,300 cedis, so he has come again. He's coming to look for money. He's not interested in whatever is happening. Another person too, and when the people are making arguments and screaming on top of their lungs, and you want to understand why they are there, they don't actually even know why the person is being held. All they know is that this is party matter and I am here. Finish. I saw that in the Opuni case as well. When we went to the court, one of the guys said, oh, they were around Jamestown and they came and they brought their bus and they told them to come and sit down. They gave them t-shirts, they gave them 50 Ghana cedis. They told them to come and make noise. I mean, is that how to run a democracy? Look, put Coach Opele's tweets up there for me. Coach Opele Boatin says, we left power just 5 months ago. He's acknowledging his MPP-ship. He says, we left power just 5 months ago. So why do I keep hearing my MPP folks saying, when we come to power? They don't even add God's grace when we come to power. They think 8 years is just 8 hours. He says, we left power just 5 months ago. So why do I keep hearing my MPP folks saying, when we come to power? They don't even add God's grace when we come to power. They think 8 years is just 8 hours. This is Coach Opele asking a question. And you see, the question he's asking is contained in what Mr. Brian Champong wrote. Let's put it up together. We'll read it together. I mentioned this after the elections. I said, look, you do not need to be out there at this particular time. What you need to be doing is to be mending relationships and to be mending the cracks. You won't listen. You will see me as the enemy. The same posture that took you to opposition is the same posture that you are entrenching even in opposition. Brian Champon says, dear patriots and beloved Ghanaians, I have taken time to reflect deeply on our journey as a party and on my personal journey within our political tradition. I recognize that the New Patriotic Party finds itself at a pivotal juncture, which calls on not only for unity, but also for a renewed commitment to our core values. Core values. And Kwabena J. Japan mentioned this so many times. Our American banker who wanted to be president, former energy minister, Boakye Jaku, he mentioned this so many times. After growing encouragement from a broad spectrum of party faithful and extensive consultation with family and well-wishers, I have decided to form an exploratory committee. This committee will engage key stakeholders, listen to the voices of our grassroots and constituents, and test the alignment between my vision and the aspirations of our party and the Ghanaian people. To that end, the exploratory committee is expected to share its findings with me within 4 weeks. This dedicated committee shares my commitment not only to discipline and unity within the party, but also to job creation, food security, youth and infrastructure development, safety and security, good governance within our nation. This is what the MPP in government failed to achieve. Somebody is thinking. Now, my journey and service within the MPP has been lifelong and deeply personal. From grassroots organizing to a serving as party staffer, parliamentary aspirant, 4-term member of parliament, minister of state, cabinet minister, long-time party financier, and an active member of numerous party and parliamentary committees. These roles and experiences have granted me invaluable insights into the sacrifices, dedication, and strategic vision required to build and sustain the foundations of our party. They have also deepened my resolve to uphold the MPP's values with unwavering loyalty and integrity. I have served the MPP faithfully, supported many and helped shape impactful policies. Everything within me and every resource at my disposal have been put to the service of the party, and I will continue to serve. To our foot soldiers and all the MPP faithful, I firmly believe that in the party's capacity to overcome its challenges and once again lead Ghana towards a brighter future. May we remain steadfast in spirit and decorous in conduct in the pursuit of progress, inclusivity, and effective leadership for Ghana. May God be our helper. With gratitude and resolve, Dr. Brian Ichampo. Before the elections, he was not sounding like this. Before the elections, he was talking about Wontumi Mahmoud. But now, in opposition, he has stepped back. He's a PhD holder. He has stepped back. He has looked at the situation. That was what I asked the MPP to do. They won't listen because Johnnie Hughes Nekao on finding Kwesi Kwarteng, so forgive my French. I hope that this message sinks down well, not because of a perceived ambition that Mr. Champo may have, or an ambition that he may have, but he speaks about decorum. He speaks about core values of the party. He speaks about respect. He speaks about unity. These are the things that we need as a country. The MPP will not be concerned about the NDC. The NDC will not be concerned about the MPP. But for us, the Ghanaians who are there in the middle, we will be concerned about how the country is held together. Suddenly, yesterday, somebody was foolishly talking about, Kubeba, Kubeba. A few months ago, when they said, Kubeba, Kubeba, they were all over the place. People were blocking a police vehicle yesterday. Was it Oliver Bakavoma who went to pick the key of the police vehicle through it, and he was kept in cells, taken to a court, and the Attorney General refused to grant him bail? Was it Oliver Bakavoma? One man. Yesterday, if the police had decided to return the favor by picking up those people who were blocking the security vehicle from moving within an area that was called a security zone, do you think that would have slept peacefully? If a quarter of what you did in power is meted out to you, do you think you will survive? Do you think you will survive? People were just demonstrating, stop Galamsey. They were picked up, kept in cells, refused bail. You are sitting on the floor and you say you are principled. And then the biggest word that they use these days, very fashionable, you're a hypocrite, you're a hypocrite. Maybe you just heard the word hypocrite. No, one more video, please. I want to big up our minister for the Greater Accra region, the Ramsar site movement that she's doing. Kudos to you. We'll talk about it next week. Not now. There's a video. In the run-up to the internal elections, the presidential elections, something came up. It was never investigated. Listen.
Sunrise.
Musiasu Road. Trebuom. Impasantia. Bompata. Antwa Krom to Asoni. Manson Kwanta. And his fire service to Lake Road. Omeka baby as our contract no. Chia onya na se obi beto ama party anye nipa do be register aye kwa we abeye anipa komproma obenye so afa eno no be na dia kasa wo se party na jitum yes say one constituency 1 million no say 20% emma police station agents regional and constituency executive. Sorry. Now, you call a middle belt authority, no? A chair said 20% how much ya? I'm a chairman. Your sister can have one. One out the man, no. And then out the year, we are by this press conference asking you because you have decided to engage in a war of press conference, and we are giving you the same measure. Also by a press conference there, yes, the press conference is out 20%, you know, and we're fighting. Wontumi, there's one going with 20 yamba. Ayampa. Beyano. A press conference near why and yes, as I said 20 no yamba. Did you use opposition as party chairman to acquire it?
$1 million per constituency. It was a campaign promise. This gentleman, who is also MPP, is alleging that the monies were released and somebody took it. He was for Ken Kennedy Japan. Wontumi was for Dr. Baumia. This allegation was made. Nobody bothered to investigate it. He was talking about road contracts. The people they were screaming, he didn't construct the roads. Did he? Did he not? Did we investigate? And many other things. This is what I'm talking about. Solving these issues internally. You solve these issues first before you come and advocate. As for the Takashi, it doesn't work. Screaming, hey, chobe, chobe. We have seen it in this country. And I've said to people that, look, Dr. Gandao, good morning to you. Professor Kob-Mensah, good morning to you. I've said it to many people. I'm wrapping up with this. My journalism career transcends when President Akufo-Addo became president. It started in Kufuor Part 2, right? Traveled on to Mills, traveled on to Mahama, traveled on to Akufo-Addo, has come back to Mahama. I will be here as a journalist when power changes hands again. I have seen politicians in power and in opposition. I know how they behave in power and I know how they behave in opposition. I had friends in government over the last 8 years who would not even acknowledge a text. Today they text you and they say, my guy, how? I know them. They are friends. We went to school with some of them. We did student activism with some of them. They know us, we know them. We just decided to be on this path, right? We decided to be on this path to fight for our country because it is not about party coloration. It is about the interests of the country. If you are fighting for people and they say they want to do their own thing and they start calling in names, you leave their matter for them. But the ultimate aim of is for me to have children who will go to school and not sit on the floor, is for us to have good water to drink, is for us to have constant electricity, is for us to have good roads, to have good rail, is for us to have all the things that we travel outside of this country to go and enjoy and come back. It starts to us good things. Today, the exchange rate is looking good. Everybody is happy. People are vehemently praying and fervently praying that, oh, it should be bad so that we can get, but we told you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Perhaps John Mahama is trying to reset the dollar and CD relationship back to where he left it at around 4 cedis before he left power so that he can recalibrate and come forward again. That's what some people are saying. Some people are saying it's Sherlock. Some people are saying it's hard work. Atu is forcing. Whatever it is, I am happy because it makes life easier for me. What is your position? Is your position stuck with party or is your position stuck with nation? The places you go to have your holidays, after the elections are fought and won or lost, when you get onto the train or the buses or you get into the restaurants or parks or whatever it is, do you see people waving party flags and you see people being overly partisan as you are? And you say you have gone to school and the school is not showing on you. Did you just pass through the school or the school, you allowed the school to pass through you? Clifford, good morning. Thank you for the picture. Clifford, thank you very much for the picture. I'll see you next week. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning.